too weak. I am as weak as I am strong. The biggest lesson I've been learning in life recently has been balance. And this started with the positive and negative shit because neutrality is balance. If you give to something, you must get something in return to keep a balance. And so, a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna try to articulate the best I can because I'm kind of in my feelings right now, so it's probably not gonna be the best, but I'm gonna try. I have been very prideful. I pride myself in my strengths. Oh my god, I'm intelligent. I pride myself on how intelligent I feel and how much I feel like I've changed throughout the last few years and everything. But I need to be humble to balance out my pride. Being prideful, being proud of myself isn't bad, but if I have more pride than I have humility, then there will be an imbalance. And that will show in my behavior. I was just crying and sobbing because I have weaknesses. Like, I wouldn't say male validation is my weakness because I don't need the validation. I don't need someone to tell me who I am or that I'm important or that I'm special because I know those things myself now. But I do crave comfort. I crave being in someone's arms, and I feel like I am like hyper independent. But now that I'm learning more about balance, I feel like there's too much independence. I value my independence. I value doing things alone and everything. But I was also just at Jessica's picking up my Cow Appreciation Day shirt, and Jess offered to help me tie the back of my shirt. I was like, no, I'm a strong, independent woman. And then she said, well, that doesn't mean you don't need help sometimes, or something around the lines of that. And I was like, oh, because I was already crying before I got to her house, and then I cried after I left her house, because I've been staying at her house because my AC is broken. Okay, wait, stop. I went to California for a week, and that was so much fun, and I had a great time with my sister Vic and Amanda, and I was able to learn so many things about myself, so many things about a different part of the world, so many things about my sister and her wife. I learned so much. It was such a fulfilling trip, and I'm so thankful I was able to go on it. But when I got back from my trip at 12 a.m., literally in the middle of the night, my AC was completely broken. My AC was shot. So I haven't had AC for the past week, and I've been staying at Jessica's house. So that's more context. Beyond overwhelmed right now, and we're just gonna ignore how I look because I've been non-stop all day. My landlords called me and told me that the AC finished being put in and everything's working fine, but it needs like an outlet plug to plug in to the wall, and so they use an extension cord, and I can't put it down below 77 until they get back to put in a plug, I guess. And so I've been thinking, oh, I think I'm just gonna break my lease. I might as well start renting a room at this point. 77? Dude, 77, that's hot. That's hot. I want to continue going on my Chick-fil-A run, but I was excited to just go home and relax and get high and eat all the food, be gluttonous and whatever. But now I don't even know if I'm going to stay at my house tonight. I might just go to Jessica's. I feel so overwhelmed and I don't really know what to do because a part of me feels like if I move out of my apartment, I can save a lot of money. I just rent a room from someone and I don't have to worry about it. If I rent a room, that means that I would just have to really focus and prioritize on streaming, going live, making my videos. Like, I can do all of this anywhere. I don't need my apartment, and I'm so thankful for the privilege that I've had with my apartment. I really, really love having my apartment, but I don't really want to live under these conditions anymore. I feel like I can get much farther, much faster if I give up some of my privileges, and one of my biggest privileges right now is my apartment, but I'm paying like $1,100 essentially for a room, I don't want to be rash and emotional and make a decision right now, but it's something that definitely pops into my head every so often. What if I just start renting a room again, go on Facebook Marketplace, find something that's significantly cheaper? I could literally pay half of what I pay right now just by renting a room, and I essentially would have the same amount of space, I just wouldn't have the same amount of privacy. If I were to rent a room from someone, I would be paying half my rent, and so the other half I could save, and that could go towards the RV that I want to buy, and that would be even more stability and even more security. I feel like it would be worth the short-term discomfort, and right now I'm definitely in an emotional space, so I'm not going to text my landlords or talk to anyone about anything. I hung up on my landlords because I started crying on the phone, but I literally needed to scream, which is why I'm like losing my voice right now, because I was screaming like a lot. I was screaming like a baby that hasn't had their needs met in multiple days, but I've just been so overwhelmed, so I was like, I need to get this out. I need to get this out. I need to get this out. I feel like I have so much on my mind, so much I'm trying to learn, so many responsibilities to balance, and then being told that my AC has to stay at 77 for the next however many months, and it's summer in Florida. I'm not about that life. I was at Jessica's house sleeping the other day, and they keep it at like 71 to 73, and I was feeling hot even with that. Like I was a little sweaty. 77 is just crazy, and that's basically what it's like inside without the air conditioning at night, and so it's like not doing anything. I have a belief, or I choose to perceive, that everything is always working out in my favor, even inconveniences. I don't mind being inconvenienced because inconveniences also always work out in my favor. And so what if this is an inconvenience to bring into my awareness that I can change my circumstances to have a better outcome in my life? Like, I love having my own apartment right now. It's a huge privilege, but I don't need to have my own apartment, and I've been able to experience it. I've gotten what I needed out of it. But if I were to start renting a room, I could save significantly more money, and I could go down a different path. I'd rather choose discomfort in the short term and comfort in the long term over discomfort in the short term and then lack of stability and comfort in the long term. I don't need to be spending $1,100 for a room. I don't. I live in a box, and I love my box. I love my apartment. And so that's why I really need to think this through so I don't make any hash decisions, because I don't want to give up something I love without something of equal in return, you know? Like, I don't want to sabotage myself. I don't think it would be bad for me to be a little more uncomfortable right now, because I'm a little bit too comfortable, and being too comfortable means I'm not doing as much as I could be doing. And not that I have to be doing more, but I want to do more, and I don't do more because I feel such a good sense of comfort when I'm at home in my apartment, feeling so much gratitude for where I've gotten in life without even thinking about how much farther I want to go.
So it's been a couple weeks since I filmed the videos that you guys just watched, and I want to give some updates on what has happened since then and some of the new changes that will be happening. So let's get into it. I got home that day after going to 5 different Chick-fil-A's for Cow Appreciation Day. It was like a journey for me. It was a challenge. How many Chick-fil-A's could I hit, you know? It was already an emotional day, a long day, so I was just excited to get home and just be able to relax in some way, shape, or form, even if it was at 77 degrees. I was already planning on going to Jessica's house, but I just wanted to like lay down for a second. But when I got home, the AC still wasn't working. The new AC that they put in was leaking. There was a puddle of water underneath the AC, and it was just so frustrating and emotionally dysregulating because I had to take it off the extension cord, because obviously I couldn't turn it off with a remote, and call my landlords. I was so frustrated with everything, and so I ended up going to Jessica's house. Throughout the next few weeks, there were little conflicts that would happen here and there, and the first one was me suggesting an idea to my landlord about the AC, because the AC guy was here again trying to fix the AC. My little sister Bella was with me. An electrician who was potentially going to put in the outlet, he didn't end up being the electrician to do it, but like he had come into my apartment. So I had 2 men in my apartment, my little sister, and I was on the phone with my landlord trying to suggest maybe returning the AC that they got and getting one that connects to the main power line, like the one I had previously, because they put a cheaper AC unit in my unit, and my neighbor, she got one that was connected to the electricity and stuff. And so I just suggested an idea of returning the one that they got off of Amazon and getting one that was more efficient and productive and more long lasting or whatever. And my landlord starts going off on me. Like, he starts talking to me in a way that I perceived as so vile. Like, everyone's hearing him, right? So like everyone that's in my apartment is hearing the way that he's talking to me, and it was just beyond disrespectful and unprofessional. Like, let's not even talk about disrespect, right? I'm not entitled to anyone's respect. I don't need you to respect me. I have enough self-respect. But the way that you are speaking to me is a true sign of your character, and it is just unprofessional as fuck. And so I hung up on him because I was like, who do you think you're talking to like that? So that was one conflict that happened, and he was already frustrated with me that I even had a voice. How dare you bring an idea to me, you dumb, stupid tenant who has no power, because I have all the power. Then the next conflict, after like a week or 2, I did decide to have the conversation about fighting for my remote, because you're not going to keep my AC remote, especially for months on end. We had a lease where the utilities were included. You can't tell me how much I can use my AC, and you can't tell me how much water I use. Like, that's not within your legal grounds. I stood up for my rights as a tenant, and they did not like that. They eventually did agree to give me my remote because, yeah, just like you can't tell me how much water I can use, you can't tell me how much electricity I can use. But they were trying to shame me and guilt me, or even just themselves, even like on the phone, they were like, yeah, you're right. We're just so stupid. We're so stupid that we didn't change the lease or raise the rent. We're so stupid. And I'm like, do you like, is this how you talk to yourself? Like, is this how you talk to other people? Like, this is actually kind of crazy. So we end the call, but I'm pretty happy and satisfied because at least I'm getting my AC remote back. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about what you think. I care about whether or not I have access to my own utilities. Then the third conflict, or ish, is when the electrician is here and he's putting in the outlet. That way we can actually productively plug in the AC unit that they bought that is way cheaper than the one that I had before. While the electrician was doing all the work on the outlet, my landlord was on the phone briefly, and my neighbor Nick, also their son, he comes to me with the phone, and my landlord is like, "Hey Stephanie, do you have time to talk tomorrow? We would like to discuss some things with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, I would love to talk, like that's no problem at all." But then he starts going into what he wanted to talk about. He starts going into how, oh, since I want to control the remote and blah blah blah, since I want to be so stern about things, I don't know if you know this, but there is a part in the lease where we're allowed to change the rent at any time. We just have to give you a 30-day notice. So we are giving you a 30-day notice that your rent will be changing to $1,200 starting September 1st. And the way they were talking about it was very much self-righteous, or very much power dynamic, power play, thinking that if they were to do this, then it would be a loss for me, or this is to show me my place. This is to put me in my place. Like, don't try to fight for your rights, because we have rights too, and we have the right to take more money from you. And unfortunate to them, I'm Steph Struggles. They underestimate me, not knowing who the fuck I am. Anyways, unfortunately for them, I'm knowledgeable, I'm powerful, and I know my rights, and I'm educated about what's in the lease and what's not. And there's a clause that says hold harm. Like, there's a whole bunch of things we can talk about in the future, but I'm not going to get into it actually. I know my lease, and so I know exactly the part that you're referencing to, where you can raise the rent at any time. I also know that in that part of the lease it says that if I do not agree to the new lease agreement, I have 60 days to give a notice and to move out. And so they basically handed me what I wanted, a way out legally, without conflict, without fight. And so in that moment, calm, cool, collected, not within their expectations, I say, okay, I understand. I would like to give my 60-day notice. I will happily pay August rent. I will use my last month rent in September, and I will be out of the apartment by October 1st. I'm very professional, very calm, cool, collected. Again, like I'm just Steph Struggles, you don't know my power. They were taken aback. They did not think that I was about to move out. They thought that I was going to tuck my tail, pay the money, and deal with the bullshit. I'm not. Not only are you putting cheaper appliances in the unit, but now you're asking for more value in return. I pay $1,100 and my utilities are included in that. And I promise you my utilities are not $1,100 a month. You're already profiting from me. And right now you're trying to use your power to abuse me and profit from me more than the value you're giving me in return. You want to put cheaper appliances in my unit and then charge me more for the same unit. That's ridiculous. By this point, I'd already been so grounded. I already knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted to move out. And so I was just so thankful that they underestimated me, because they handed me exactly what I wanted, thinking that it would be something that destroyed me or left me distraught or feeling like I had less power, again, trying to put me in my place. I put you in your place, bitch. You wanted more money from me, knowing I'm a good tenant, and knowing, like, they even told me I'm welcome back. They love when I help with Abby. They're trying to justify, oh, we just can't have tenants making it super cool. Like, do you understand? Like, we just can't have you making it super cool. Like, they're trying to justify themselves. And I'm like, no, I completely understand. That's completely justified. I will be out by October 1st. I'm very proud, and I do feel prideful about the way that I handled the situation. I feel prideful about the amount of power that I do have, and like, we obviously have to work on that. Be humble, have humility, balance out the humility with your pride, and make sure you're able to be the person that you want to be and find balance. The conclusion to all of this that I'm saying is that I'm moving out. I'll be out of the apartment by October 1st. And I fought for my rights. I encourage everybody to fight for their rights. Do not allow people to make you think that what they're offering you is the best that there is and you can't find better. So you must stay stuck and feel scarce that you'll never find anything else. And so you have to submit to whatever power that wants authority over you or whatever it is. Like, I just don't stand for that stuff. I don't condone that stuff. The last month has been incredibly stressful and it has been overwhelming, but the way I handled it all is a reflection of how much I've grown and how much I've been able to change. And like, I didn't emotionally react. I didn't just let my feelings take the course and run my decisions. I allowed myself to sit with how I felt, regulate it, understand what it all meant, and then I took action based on the opportunities that eventually came my way. I wanted to film this video as a conclusion to still incorporate the last two videos that I had into an episode for Outliving My Diagnosis, because there are so many things I've been learning, but I think I'm just going to settle for starting a new episode to talk about all the things. Trying to film this video has been very overwhelming. I've refilmed this video so many times, so I decided to just do a sweet, short, summary, and then we can talk about more things in the future, because right now I just need to get this video done and over with. Like, it's starting to stress me out and I don't want to just give up, so I decided to just lower my expectations. I am proud of myself. I'm very thankful for the opportunities that have come my way. I'm thankful for the way people underestimate me. I'm thankful for the power that I do have, and I'm thankful for the person that I am, and I'm excited for what's to come my way, whether it's incredibly difficult challenges that I know I'll be able to overcome, because I can get through anything until the end. I can get through anything until the end, and if I die tomorrow, I got through every single challenge until then. You know, you're never truly defeated until you draw your last breath. And right now I'm still breathing. I've overcome everything, so I wholeheartedly believe that I can handle any challenge that comes my way until the very end. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. That way it can be a really, really short episode, because I don't like talking about the past and outliving my diagnosis, or I don't like not filming something and then having to do an entire episode where I'm just updating everything. You know, I'll share the lessons I've been learning in the next episode, but for the point being of me moving out, I'm moving out, and so that's the conclusion to this episode. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I know that this is such a lackluster episode. This is probably one of the worst episodes of this season, but I needed to tell some episodes somewhere that I'm moving out, and so I decided to use it with this one. I just ask that you please leave this video knowing that you are sexy, you are valid, and you are loved, and I will see you guys in the next episode.
Hope you like my videos. Is there anything else I'm supposed to say as a YouTuber?